Alrighty then. Today is June 15. We've had Group A and Group B play their respective um, games for the World Cup. FIFA World Cup 2018 in Russia. Man. It's amazing. I don't know, I don't know, the game, Spain, Portugal, it's still like in my mind, but that has passed. We have the groups A and B. Today we're going to be talking about C, a group consisting there you go, of France, Australia, Peru, and Denmark. This is one of those groups where I'm kind of back and forth between the matches, but this is essentially what I believe will happen in the group stages. The first match will have France against Australia, where I am at. That game's going to happen at 5 in the morning. I am not going to wake up that early just for a game. I love football. I really do. I just don't think it's worth sacrificing. I don't know, that much. Sacrificing. But either way, France, Australia. Australia qualified through the conversation. The intercontinental playoffs. I'm way off. It's like 9 something over here. And I've had a long day. This Australia is not the strongest that we've seen in years. And I think that that's actually going to play into effect for this game. I have a France 2, Australia 1. And I say 1 because I think they can pull off every single World Cup they've been able to pull off a stunning performance, even if they do not pass the group stage. They stunned the world when they were playing the Netherlands, when they were playing Chile. Not so much with Spain, as I remember, but they have the potential of damaging, and that's what I'm looking forward to. France, essentially, not much difference from the Euro 2016. I think maybe a little bit better in a sense, slightly. Everybody was kind of taken aback by that match against USA when they tied 1-1, and they were losing. But I mean, it's a friendly match, yes. What can you take from that? A lot and nothing at all at the same time. But the way I'm gonna give it a 2-1 win for France, giving them the first 3 points. And Peru and Denmark. This game. Here's the Peru is not a weak team. To have pulled through in the conversation in their own respective conversation, CONMEBOL, and leave Chile without a World Cup. Well, technically it wasn't Peru, but Brazil pretty much destroyed Chile. But Peru did what they had to do to get to the World Cup, to the qualifying, intercontinental qualifying, playoff match, and qualify. They earned the right, and I think that they're gonna do well in this World Cup. Denmark is a strong team, and I think what they showed during the friendlies leading up to it shows that they can rival any team, big or small, and that's very big strength for them. For this match, I put a 2-2 tie. Um, frankly, being it could end up being 0-0, 1-1, 2-2. That's what I'm thinking personally. Again, these are all predictions, not necessarily going to come true. We saw that with Spain and Portugal when I predicted Spain was going to win 2-1, and then another 3-3. I thought it was going to be a very tight game in the sense of there's not going to be much action. I was completely wrong, and best game so far of the World Cup. Hopefully, we can see more games like these. Great goals, not necessarily a lot of goals, great goals. Great playing, and just and being entertained watching soccer. That's all we ask. Yeah. Sí. Sí.
A jugar.
No.
Hacer tarea.
No.
A dormir.
Sí.
Sí, ahí estás en la computadora. Tía, tu mamá que a cenar.
No, ya comí.
Que ya comió allá en el Dennis. ¿Cómo se llama?
El chicken shake. Yeah, I have the steak and shake. Okay, so yeah, so by the end of that, Peru and Denmark. I made this prediction with the return of when they had the return of their key player that was being investigated for doping. I still feel 50-50 about that, but I don't know. It is what it is. He's going to the World Cup, and I think that he's gonna be a extra push for the whole entire team. The country is behind this, and I don't know. I just think that that's gonna help him out a lot. Had he not gone, I had originally had Denmark win 2-0, but I think this 2-2 is probably. I'm not saying it's because of one man. I was gonna. He's not Cristiano Ronaldo, but I don't know. Hey, the World Cup stage is free to anyone, any player to showcase their talent. All eyes are on them for 90 minutes when they take the stage. Denmark, Australia, I have Denmark winning that match 1-0. Again, Australia putting up a big fight, giving us a great football match to watch. And I think essentially Denmark is going to get that one goal in to give them the 3 points at the end of the day. And France and Peru, I think, as much as Peru is going to put up a fight in this one, France will take the victory 1-0. While Peru, in my view, has more of a complete team, a strong chemistry. I think France and their technically gifted players will be potentially just a little bit too much for the team of Peru to handle, and I think that's essentially what's going to happen. So at the end of that match today for Group C, I think we're going to have France on top with 6 points, Denmark in second with 4, Peru with 1, and Australia with 0. The final match, Denmark and France. Denmark, I think, is a club, um or the soccer team, the football team of Denmark can rival France. Can they beat France? I put on my predictions, no. I think the game is going to end up as a tie. Um, I think the 6 points that they have will essentially give them that a slight comfort mindset that's gonna have them push back a little bit, maybe not uh, push themselves too hard, save themselves a little bit of a strength for the knockout rounds. But I think that at the end of the day, that's probably gonna end up costing them, and Denmark is gonna do anything in their power to get those 3 points and secure a um, a spot on the next round instead of letting France walk over them and Peru, um, winning their match, which is what I have predicted for the match of Australia against Peru. I think Peru is going to win by a 1 goal difference. I put it 3-2 in favor of Peru, mostly because in these types of games with the uh, with world class players, with talented players, and um, just overall teams that are considered in the middle, not world class like Germany, Brazil, and not like low ranked like Saudi Arabia or Panama, um, or Morocco and Iran. Um, I think these two teams are in the middle, and I think they're going to inflict damage on each other. And essentially, it's going to be Peru looking for those 3 points, and in hopes that France defeats Denmark, and they will be able to pass in goal differentials, while Australia is going to look for at least 3 points of consolidation, and even potentially eliminate Peru in the process, and do their best to not leave the World Cup with 0 points. So I think that's what's going to happen with Group C. At the end of the group stages, I think we're going to have France with 7 points, Denmark with 5, Peru with 4, and Australia with 0. That is my predictions. However, this is what I feel about this specifically group. There is no group of death in this World Cup. However, I feel like this is no, I shouldn't say however. I just don't believe there is a group of death. Period. Group C can go back and forth. I believe if there's any team that can make a surprise or make an upset, and with a grain of salt, it's definitely Peru. There's some predictors that have France and Denmark, others France and Peru. Little small portion of people have a France and Australia. Most have France advancing. But if both Peru and Denmark do their work and completely shut everybody up, we could potentially be having France be knocked out of the group stage. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I personally believe France is going to pass through the group stage. But I think this is one of the groups where the big team, in this case France, is and shouldn't think they're secure. The Denmark with their attacking and Peru with their midfield can cause problems for France. And if France doesn't take notice into that, I think that France could pay dearly for it. This is probably one of those moments where France could potentially, as my brother would say, choke. But I personally don't think they're gonna get out in the group stage. I think France has this more or so. They're just gonna have to play the matches and see what happens. So yeah, those are for Group C, and Group D we'll be looking up in the next video.